So this is my attempt of making a spindle drive for the Monarch. So currently we're running at about 500 RPM. I have feedback now. It's just a single gear tooth that is, there's actually a bolt in there, Allen head bolt that it's reading on the end of the motor there. And so I have no like closed loop yet, so it's running around 550 RPM. I'm setting it at 500. What I ended up doing was I ended up charting this out and then using a line curve within Linuxcnc. So when I enter, 1000 RPM, it spits out what each drive should be. And you can see towards the bottom, the field weakening. It goes from 115 down to 28 volts. So if I tell it to go 1000 RPM, 1000, it's close, and this is pretty close, and it's doing pretty good. Now if I go 1500 RPM, 1500, see here it's reading 16. I found that this RPM gauge is a little off. So now if I go 2000 RPM, so that's a bit off. And here we're above. I need a new belt. The belt that I've been on there since the 80s. But so now if I say 2500, and you see we're a little high, 2700, but here we're a little lower right on. So I think it should work pretty good. I'm gonna step this back down, 1500 RPM. So it's about almost 1700, and there it's reading 1500. Oh, here, let's run this back up so we can see it. 2500. So we're about 2700. And, it kind of floats around a little bit. And we're running a little over 5 amps. So I'm pretty happy with that. So let's run this back down. I don't have any so there's down to 1000-ish, and there we're about 1100. I trust this more than I trust the meter. So I'm gonna go down 500, and then 0. So yeah, I think it might work. I'd like to get some pretty basic feedback loop going. So plus now I can have it so if the RPM goes above, let's say 2700 RPM, it'll just shut the drives down. Because I can shut this down. I can shut these drives down from Linuxcnc. So I kind of like it. I think it's working better than I thought. Because the plan at some point is probably CNC this, because that's what I do. But for now, this can be just a headless Raspberry Pi that's just boots up, and then I'll probably hook up an e-stop, a start and e-stop button. So once the computer comes up, it'll allow me to take it out of e-stop, and then I can, I might use this and the switches for now. I don't know yet. So, but anything's possible now. Everything, like the basic stuff, seems to be working. Like I can read RPM, I can do field weakening with the 2 AMC drives, and I have a way to enable the servos. So far so good.